Hello and welcome to MPE TV. I'm Bart Hagenaar, Head of Payment Genius Consultancy. I'm here today with Paiak Vaid, Head of Global Partnerships at TrueLayer. What are the main requirements when it comes to payment methods to cater for the need of more seamless online payment experiences?
Well, I think any payment method has to solve for a few key things, right? You have to have a seamless user experience. You have to be able to have settlements for the merchant such that the merchant can receive the money either instantly or close to instant. And you have to be able to do security in a way that allows you to verify users without necessarily impeding the user experience. So it's a confluence of factors that you're trying to optimize for. And we can sort of debate the pros and cons of each payment method, but I think a very simple way to think about it is how do you optimize conversion without foregoing some of the other things like speed and security and such.
You mentioned that alternative payments are on the rise, and which ones are particularly successful in your opinion in the European market?
Yeah, so if I look across the European market today, there are three that are gaining prominence. The first is digital wallets, which in some ways are still based on cards. They've just added a better user experience versus having to input 16-digit numbers. Yeah. You have buy now, pay later, which is fundamentally challenging the credit card model and saying that there's a much better digitally native way to do credit transactions. And then you have account-to-account payments, which is where TrueLayer competes. And bank transfers have come a long way from what they used to be 10 years ago, where if you wanted to do a bank transfer, you had to manually go into your phone, input the recipient's details, and then push the transaction. Yeah. Today, we as TrueLayer can just initiate the transaction. All the user has to do is authorize with their bank account, and the transaction settles instantly.
So subscription-based payments are very important for many merchants.
Yeah.
Is there also a fit with open banking and subscription-based business models?
There is now. I think historically there's been a major gap in open banking, which is that all transactions were single authorization for single payments. Yeah. Today we have now developed recurring payments APIs, variable recurring payments APIs, in partnership with the banks, whereby we can collect a single consent from the user. And subsequently, we can just take funds out of the account as the service is being delivered without necessarily having the user to consent every time. Yeah. So it effectively competes and in many ways replaces card on file and is a much better substitute at checkout.
Do you see a large uptake in volumes in open banking already in your practice with TrueLayer?
Yeah, I mean, overall, as I always say, like in the UK, open banking payments volumes are already at something like 5 million transactions a month. Now, in the grand scheme of things, in payments, 5 million a month might not be that high, but if you think about the fact that a year ago, that was 1/3 of what it is today. So payments have tripled in less than a year in open banking. Yeah. And 2 years ago, that number was virtually zero. Yeah. And so the industry is very young, it's growing very fast. And we're starting to see more and more adoption from different industry verticals. And as a result, we continue to see this exponential growth in payment volumes.